Hey, what's up, y'all? We are back. So, listen, it's really late, but I wanted to do this one because I know y'all gonna come for my black card, but Big Rachel's at it again. She has declared that y'all will not keep her from the barbecue. She is showing up for the next Juneteenth. She is happy to be black. She wants y'all to get up off of her, okay? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? She is feeling us as people, and I think we just need to be open to the fact that it's just, she just love us and that we're not getting rid of this white woman. This is one of ours now, and we have to take her. I mean, she has glowed up. Okay? She clearly has glowed up. Do you see? Do you see where she's come? She's come real far. So, okay, so Rachel is back into public eye where she's letting it be known that we are too hard on her and she's a part of us and we just need to accept her. So we're gonna get into what's going on. So there's currently an article on Complex that I'm reading, and okay, so there's this new whole concept of, you guys know, but like how people choose to identify themselves. Basically, the LGBTQ plus community. The she, they, and the pronouns, and more or less. And if I get it wrong, I am okay with being corrected, but there are just people in the community that I feel like they were born in the wrong bodies, right? So a lot of times they feel like, okay, they could have been born a man, but never felt like that was like who they were meant to be. So they then will identify themselves as a woman, whatever. I mean, that's just their choice. That's what they choose to do. And this is not about a judgment about what people choose to do or what they choose to identify, though. So I want to shout out Milagro Grams because I was listening when she did cover this story, because the concept of when you tie in the LGBTQ when you tie in that community and how they feel like, this is how I feel, and this is how I feel like I was born. This is where I'm most comfortable. This is who this is who I want to give to the world as who I am, right? I don't agree with how I was born. And we allow that to happen, right? So I think the conversation shifts to some nuances where you talk about Rachel Dolezal and her feeling as though I married black, I have black children, I'm a part of black organizations, I live a black life. And yes, yeah, I may have been born white, but I have most definitely changed my appearance to reflect what I feel on the inside. I just kind of have to ask myself, what is the difference between the two? If she really feels like this is what she identifies, she doesn't offend. And I know a lot of people want to and use it, want to say that, she's taking a spot of the next black woman. She has white privilege and da da da. But the thing is, does she really have white privilege if she's moving in black circles? I mean, she may have light skin privilege because there are black women of mixed race or whatever, mix or however they're made, that do look like her. I have cousins who aren't mixed race, but they look like her. You get what I'm saying? So, that is still a possibility. So when they say that, she's took a spot from somebody and stuff like that, I think she may have benefited from light skin privilege, but I don't think she benefited from black privilege. Privileges, knowing how hard it is once you identify yourself as black. Now, whether or not she was checking off white, I don't think she would have checked off white in like work, but then walked around as black. I mean, but I don't know. But at the same time, I don't think this one woman who feels she identifies this way was taking numerous spots from black women. Even when you talk about the position she held with the NAACP, wait a minute, I ain't see y'all there. I don't see y'all down in my city. It's in Roxbury. It's not flooded with people trying to be down, right? So when you say that she's taking positions, like, what are you talking about for the NAACP? Because they're always looking for volunteers and people to come out and be a part of the solution on the grounds, either if you agree or not with their message and how they go about things. But she came out, and a lot of people don't even come out. So whose space is she taking? And that's where it gets really funny because I'm of the mindset in general when it comes to things and people's autonomy over their body and how they feel and relationships they want to be in. If it doesn't hurt me or affect me, I don't care. Like, I literally don't care. And I feel the same way about Rachel. And I know that some black people will feel uncomfortable about that, will be mad about that, but that's just really how I feel. She does not hurt the community. She had a black son. Anything she tries to serve the community, and if it does not hurt, then I'm not harmed. So that's just how I feel. So let's get into an interview she recently just did. So hold on. And again, this is complex.
Rachel, specifically, have you seen what Ollie London, or they want to be known now as Jimin, what they're saying about feeling trapped in a white man's body when they really identified as Korean? I'm just wondering how that landed on you.
I don't know Jimin personally, obviously, so they can speak for themselves in that regard. But I do think that the broader issue here is compassion and kindness, and that personal identity is not the big fish to fry when it comes to somebody's personal choices or how they feel. I think that we need to focus on fighting the public outrage issues of police brutality, of deinstitutionalizing racism. Those are the issues that I think that we need to come together on to fight
Talk your
publicly
shit, Rachel.
and to be kinder to people
Let them
and
know.
fight a little bit less on social media against somebody's personal choices.
Concentrate on what matters.
From just being authentically yourself. So being true to yourself is a very different journey and experience than stealing somebody's culture in order to profit or gain from it. There's a different thing there. And I think sometimes people are confusing those two. Just
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm here for Rachel telling y'all that y'all are confusing the two. I'm really here for her. Like, I am not taking away from the culture. I'm not stealing anything. I'm not trying to claim anything as of my own. And anything, I'm celebrating and loving what it's about, and I'm contributing. And so when you have people trying to tell you how to feel about yourself, if she wants to identify as black, I am okay with that. Um, what I will say though, I marking it down on paper and stuff like that, or getting any benefits from it, no, that is not okay. But I don't think there has been any excessive benefits that she has gotten throughout her life that you can say that was harmful to the community. You may feel like one or two people may have been impacted about roles she may have taken, but at the same time, we say that there is actually we suffer with our blackness. Like, we don't, there's no real benefits per se in society, and gains and jobs and stuff like that. So if she was identifying from that as black, she potentially could have went through discriminations just like we do. We don't know, but all I do know is that there's lazy motherfuckers who don't get up and go be a part of the solution down at the NAACP or wherever else they are taking activism applications at, right? There's still people not getting involved, but they want to be mad at this woman. It don't make no sense to me.
it gets caught up in the outrage online, and I think sometimes we don't take the time to actually listen to somebody's heart. My message is to be you, and do what feeds your soul and makes you feel at home and at peace, and that you know who you are, and don't afford anyone else the right to tell you who you are. Don't let anybody steal your joy, whether that's social media, peers, or
Yes,
even your
girl.
family.
Do you feel, as people have been more open, I guess, to this as a concept, do you feel that maybe you're owed an apology?
Like I said, I wouldn't wish any of what I went through. I wouldn't wish that on anyone because it's been very challenging.
Girl, if you gonna be one of us, you better pop that shit like one of us. Y'all gonna be out here recognizing all the LGBTQ plus community and anything they want to identify as, and then all of a sudden I was first. I was soldier boy in this motherfucker. I did it first, and y'all shunned me. I had moved all the way down there to some people's Mississippi. I can't even go into the barbershop when my son gets their hair cut. Like, come on, y'all owe me an apology. And at the end of the day, you might even owe me a reparations check. Don't be mad. Cause y'all done put me through it. Y'all, my people I claim have put me through it. Fuck that. Talk your shit, Rachel. If you gonna be down, talk that shit.
Challenging and very devastating to me and my small family, my three sons included. And so, I don't necessarily need an apology, but I would like to be, able to go out in society without being shamed and mocked and, participate as a human being and as a mom. And that would be amazing to just have basic human rights in society.
Yeah, she got to get it together. She got lip fillers and everything, so she should be able to pop this shit. She might need some nails to make it to super enforce it and tell mofos, like, leave me the hell alone. There's plenty of black women who are white passing and they get passed and they get the benefits of society, and all of a sudden, y'all want to come down on me? Y'all want to come down on me? No, leave this woman alone. And this is actually the first time I've seen it. I didn't see this before doing this video. So her talking about wanting to be a part of her children's life regularly without being harassed is what I'm talking about. That barbershop scene where she showed that she can't even go in because of you scornful, hateful ass black women sometimes. And I can say that because I am a black woman. Okay, you can't play me. It's on my skin. I promise you. I can't get away from it. So basically, she is saying, like, leave me alone. Like, it's how I feel, and it just is what it is. I'm not doing anything to you. Live your best life. I'm going to live my best life, and that's just what it is.
Society and online even, and not for people to spend their energy and channel their energy more towards deinstitutionalizing racism instead of channeling that into heckling me or heckling somebody on the basis of their personal appearance or whatever.
So basically, get focused. And if your message and you truly have a message about injustice and institutional racism, if you really are about protecting Black lives and stuff like that, then I'm not doing anything to harm any of that. So I shouldn't be of concern. And I totally 100% agree with her. I actually agreed with her when it happened, when it all went down. And I remember talking to somebody, and I was just like, I don't see the big deal. I'm not offended. I love people who get involved and try to be a part of solutions. People can say what they fuck they want about me, but I have tried on several occasions to be down and help and be a part of the solutions in terms of volunteering. Like I said, I was a part of NAACP. I volunteered numerous times. So the same motherfuckers that will talk to you about, like, what do you do for the community and you need to do more and tell you all that other stuff, they don't be doing anything for the community. So you have to let that go in one ear and out the other. There is some people from the community that just always feels like this, like, perpetual victimhood, where they just feel like people, if you even coming around them or if you whatever, you should be doing for them. There should be some type of financial or some type of gain that they feel worthy or they feel like it helps them. And it's a really backwards, it's digressive. I hope I'm saying the right word, but it's sad, basically. It's sad. Because what it really says is that, you are coming from a dire place where you just feel like everybody and everything's about the hustle. And it's sad. But this got brought on, like, this came about because um Oli London. Okay, so this is why this is in the news and why Rachel's talking about it. Oli London is an influencer who's made a number of headlines in recent days after being reported to have undergone multiple surgeries in an effort to look like Jimin from BTS, has the support of Rachel Dolezal. The British influencer said last month that they identified as Korean. So basically, this person is white, and let me see his picture. He's white, and he has decided that, you know what, inside of me, I identify as Korean. And he had this singer from the group BTS. His name is Jimin, and I hope I'm saying correctly. I guess he's a singer in the group or whatever. Let me make this a little bit larger so you can see. I guess he's a singer in a group, and I guess that's what he ultimately decided that he wanted to look like. So he did go underneath the knife to look like this person. Now, it's not been all good. The reception from the Japanese people they've not been warm about this. They've decided to talk out about this. And it's just so funny about when they decide to get active. And I think we got to keep that in mind as being, especially me being a descendant of slaves, like, and I get to be a part of the minority class, but so does the Korean and the Asian people in this country. And they are very selective and about what they will speak out about, but they will most definitely reap benefits from a whole bunch of marching that we've done. But I digress. So let's get back into the story. Oli Landon, an influencer who's made a number of headlines in recent days after being reported to have undergone multiple surgeries in efforts to look like Jimin from BTS, has the support of Rachel Dolezal. The British influencer said last month that they identified as Korean, prompting swift backlash on social media. Speaking with TMZ on Thursday, Dolezal, who previously described herself as a trans black, and I support her, urged the public to instead focus on various outrage issues, including police brutality and institutionalized racism. Okay, get focused on what really matters, that really affects you, and not me. Okay, if I'm confused, then let me be confused over here. And that is a problem in our community. We focus on the wrong shit. Wrong shit. Okay? I don't know. I don't know Jimin personally, obviously, so they can speak for themselves in the regard. So she just reiterates what she said in that video. I do want to repeat what she did say. One of the things she says, I think sometimes people are confusing the two. It gets caught up in the outrage outline, and I think sometimes we don't take the time to actually listen to someone's heart. Basically, like, you didn't listen to the message, you didn't listen to her heart, you didn't listen to the fact that she really felt in love the black community to the point of adopting those I think her step brothers and sisters after they were being abused by her parents. I think there's a backstory, allegedly. All the shit is allegedly. Never forget that when you're on my channel, that all of this is allegedly. So, like, this woman has really, like, worn her heart on her sleeves to the core. This is not just for acting. There's no benefit. Oh, like, what type of benefits do y'all think she was really getting? And y'all mad that she was actually really, if she went to the bank, she could check white and it checked out and she got a better, interest rate? Is that what we talking about? Because what benefits is y'all talking about that y'all think that she was so wanting to be black? I'll wait for it. And if you could please leave that in the comments and you know what I mean? Just let me know what it is and why you're so offended. And why are you not offended by the fact of people who choose to be mad at her or don't get involved? And plus, and before you write me a comment, you better make sure that you can account for your own personal accountability on what you do in helping the causes in terms of, are you a part of the NAACP or Black Lives Matter? How do you help? Because if you're going to be mad at this woman for actually trying to be a part of the bigger picture of progression, you better be able to say that you are also part of the picture about progression when it comes to the black community. All right, was there anything else? All right, so let's listen to him to what he said. I mean, he said he transracial. I mean, that's what Big Rachel said. She coming to the barbecue. She coming to somebody's barbecue this summer. Summer has just started. Y'all better leave Big Rachel alone. We using call her Big Rach because she was the first to do it. Like Big Draco, she Big Rach. Now leave her alone.
안녕하세요. 저는 지민입니다. Hey guys, I'm finally Korean. I've transitioned. I'm so happy I've completed my look. I'm finally Korean, guys. I have the eyes. Just had a brow lift as well. So I'm so happy. Finally, I've been trapped in the wrong body for 8 years, and that's the worst feeling in the world when you're trapped and you don't feel like you can be yourself. But finally, I'm Korean. I can be myself, and I'm so happy. 안녕하세요. 저는 지민입니다. Hey guys, I'm finally Korean. I've transitioned. I'm so happy I've completed my look. I'm finally.
Okay, so I mean, clearly, I mean, that's what he wanted. Later in the interview, available in full, Top Dolezal advised the influence and others to do what feeds your soul, and regardless of the reaction. I agree. Do what feeds your soul. Like, I mean, when you are really at that place, and that's where talking about what freedom feels like. Freedom feels like just being able to tell people to kiss your ass and just like, oh, okay, you don't like it, keep scrolling. No, go to the next page, do something that makes you feel good. But you being bothered by somebody who don't know you or who cares is just, it's super weird. And you can just move on, right? All right. So let me see what else was there. Anything else that I wanted to? All right, so I'm gonna read this part. It says, in a statement shared to their Instagram in June, London responded to the outgoing news coverage, saying they've long struggled with issues of identity. So I guess this is a group because they said they. I don't know. It may be that pronoun thing. We're happy. I'm really not quite sure. So please excuse my ignorance. I apologize beforehand. I took the difficult and brave decision to come out as non-binary in Korean to help millions of other LGBTQI plus young people around the world. I hate when someone try like tell us what you did that for you, dog. So like everybody try to make their shit like a bigger part of a bigger meaning as a bigger message, as if though they're not doing for self. Okay, this is for you, hun. Okay, just all right. Okay, so basically they identify their pronoun as they. So it's not a group. They just identify as they, and they're non-binary. So what they are claiming is the fact that they are Korean. Yeah, so whatever. Non-binary and Korean. So that's what they are claiming. The Korean people feel confident enough to be able to feel no fear to be able to express themselves and how they identify, they said. What? I'm going to read that again. Okay, so he says, I took the difficult and brave decision to come out as non-binary in Korean to help millions of other LGBTQI plus young people around the world. K-pop fans and the Korean people feel confident enough to be able to feel no fear to be able to express themselves and how they identify, they said. I'm confused on what that say. What that mean? I'm, 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 I'm confused on like, okay, young people around the world, K-pop fans and the Korean people feel confident enough to be able to feel no fear. Okay, so it's like they. This is so crazy to me, but it's like they is saying that Korean people are proud of being themselves and they're able to express them. I'm confused. I'm confused by that. That's weird. On Wednesday, London told TMZ they had been receiving death threats in recent days. Okay, so they is just one person. Okay, so the Japanese are not feeling this at all. So I'm not quite sure. I guess he was just acknowledging Japanese people being confident in their own skin and able to be who they want to be. So I guess that's what that was about. But they're not feeling him and what he's doing. So they are up in arms. But again, they are quiet as fuck about anything else. Most people that are attacking me are actually white. This week has been insane, they said. I've literally had thousands of death threats, which is very scary. People telling me to kill myself, people saying they're going to come and find me and shoot me. Now, let me say this. I am so very happy that as black people that nobody has laid a hand on Rachel. It's disgusting that you've made her life hard and since then because you shouldn't have been that affected by it, to be completely honest. It was nothing personally done to millions and millions of people, right? There are people who do far worse, and I think sometimes in our community we get distracted. Get focused on the people who do the far worse, like Charlotte. Like Charlemagne the God. Get focused on those type of people. Try to figure out why it took us all these years to finally decide that I think R. Kelly is sick and he needs to be in jail. Get focused on the things that truly affect our community. Not a one white woman who wants to be down. Okay? If she just washes her meat and seasons it properly, she is one of us. It just is what it is. Anyway, most people that are attacking me are actually white. I can't. I can't. I told you I just read this for the first time. I can't. I can't. White people just won't let it go. They gotta control everything. They even get mad when you don't want to be white. They get mad when you don't want to be white. They are that controlling. How dare you not want to be white? This week has been insane, they said. I've literally had thousands of death threats, which is very scary, you know? People telling me to kill myself, people saying they're gonna come find me and shoot me. Okay, so let's listen to what they have to say. So they don't have a name anymore? And this is the stuff I'd be
In terms
confused
of me
about.
being transracial and being one of the first kind of vocal transracial activists, it's a big step to kind of come out and say that because there has been a lot of backlash. People don't get it. But I think there's so many people out there that feel trapped in their body, and I do equate it to the same as being transsexual because it's you're born in the wrong body. I feel like I was born in the wrong body. I should have been Jimin in a different life. There's so many people out there that struggle with identity issues, so they are saying that I'm a champion to them. So that makes me happy. But in terms of the most people that are attacking me are actually white, so it's kind of ironic. White, very far left, extreme radical left. Whereas, I'm very liberal-minded and stuff, but actually it's quite interesting because the Republicans, some really big Republicans, and all the Republican news channels have been very supportive of me. This week has been insane. Like I've literally had thousands of death threats, which is very scary. People telling me to kill myself, people saying they're going to come and find me and shoot me. Like really extreme stuff. And I just think, it shouldn't be. The world is like all about race. It's about whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Asian. I just think that we shouldn't be just because someone's white, we should say that they can't live their life or they can't do certain things. I'm appreciating Asian culture. I'm appreciating Korea. Go to Asia, go to Korea. 1 in 5 people have eye surgery to look westernized, to have the Caucasian features. So it's totally normal there. So I'm just doing the reverse. But I just feel like, people that say white privilege that's just overused these days. Of course, there's some terrible racism that's happening right now in the US, and these are terrible problems. But people can't just keep blaming white people because, I'm not responsible for what's happened in the past. I'm not responsible for bad things happening in the world. I'm a good person.
I don't know what the last part is about the white people thing. And it's like I don't. I'm really confused on why he went there on the last thing. But let's stay focused on the fact that he looks like an absolutely fool in his face. But if that makes him happy, we're happy. You get what I'm saying? If that makes him happy, I'm happy. But at the end of the day, transracial seems like, of course, it's going to be a thing, and I think people need to get more comfortable with it. Big Rachel is out here. She gonna get back in these streets. She gonna do what she do. Y'all gonna just gonna have to live with it, and it just is what it is. If anything, y'all should just try to be down with her if you want to be completely honest. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should just be trying to be down with her. You know what I mean? She probably got a buzz. You probably get some clout off of her. Y'all niggas love chasing people for clout and pretending like you doing something. You know what I'm saying? For the community, and it don't be, but it just is what it is. But I just want to get on here. I just wanted to get on here for a little cheeky moment to say, like, I have always supported Rachel Dolezal. I've never felt like that's where our attention should have been. We get so easily distracted by bullshit like that is ridiculous. But y'all know how I do here. Don't forget, to support your girl. We got the Cash App on. It will be listed in the links below. I'm sorry, in the description box below. OGJackeeNicole. We also got me on IG. Don't forget to follow me at BougieAF_ISH. Bougie as is ish. And then we have me on Twitter at I am underscore bougie underscore AF. And you can also find me on Facebook. I want to make sure that you can reach me on all my social media. I will be posting there throughout. I'm trying to get better. I'm never going to be able to give you my life in totality and stay on lives and type of shit like that. I don't know how some do it. I take my hats off to you if you can do that. It's just not my thing. But y'all know how we do it here. You know what I say? Stay bougie. And you know what I'm doing? I'm serving you feminism with a soul. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love to hear difference of opinion. You're not going to offend me. It's just too easy to block and, and move on. Outside of that, I am out. Bye.